Is this still because of the Iran announcement, or is oil actually rallying because global demand has looked firmer and the stock market is at new highs?
There's a follow-through. Yesterday, we'd argue most of that was priced in of the Iranian sanctions. When the market looked at, when we saw investors looking at the relative value between WTI and Brent, you'll notice most of the rally today has been in WTI. It's just really, we think investors are looking, hey, you look at what was the laggard, it was WTI, and so you're seeing more of that price into WTI. Because you look at the upside in Brent today, it's relatively minimal compared to WTI.
So where do you think, now we're looking at the price, about $66 and a change per barrel, huge rally this year. But again, is that just catch up because of the sell-off that we saw previously, or where do you think prices are going?
You look at where we are today versus where we were 6 months ago. You're still below where you were going into that potential shock from Iranian sanctions. I think the key message here is the shock is smaller than what we saw 6 months ago. Second is we now know that OPEC has that spare capacity. They ramped it up and then took it back down. We think the shock is roughly 900,000 barrels a day, and we just saw OPEC, or at least core OPEC, take 1.8 million barrels per day off the market. The third point is you have a lot of pipe capacity coming out of the Permian later on this year, which means the Americans can add a lot of oil back onto the global markets, which is why we think you price it in, we move up into that 74, 75 range, and we don't see, well, I'm talking Brent here. That's the thing, is my point here is we priced a lot of this into Brent yesterday.
Right.
In fact, you look at the spreads on Brent, they probably priced in a shock of roughly 500,000 barrels per day, more than what was anticipated, which we think is reasonable. A shock for at least about 2 months, because there is going to be a mismatch. As Saudis came out earlier today, they said, we're going to respond as needed, as opposed to like they did last 6 months ago when they ramped it up real quick and then took it back.